Kathy, please tell Bonnie that Nick sends a big hug. I thought I'd see her here tonight. Mahesh, great job on this. The only thing is there should be 1,000 people here tonight to see this. I suggest maybe you do a repeat and we get a bunch of groups together to support it and get a room full of people. You did a great job of connecting the dots on this, and I didn't know how well what I'm going to wrap with is going to tie to what you have here, but very well done. So many people involved, so many people active, so many issues, so many grievances. When Thomas Jefferson finished listing the grievances on the Declaration of Independence, he followed up with these words: "In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people." End quote. Words from the Declaration of Independence. Words from a people who had grown weary of the oppression of a tyrant, who had tried petitions, reason, and gentlemanly arguments, and who had finally resolved to rid themselves of the burdens of an oppressive government. My friends, in case you haven't noticed, we today find ourselves in similar straits. We have petitioned, we have argued, we have protested, we have beseeched our duly elected representatives for intervention and relief, and our petitions have resulted in repeated injury. The Obama administration, emboldened by the refusal of the opposition party to hold them accountable, has doubled down on their earlier transgressions against our freedoms. Our government, a government which supposedly derives its just power to govern from the consent of the people, has reverted to spying on its own citizens. It has used the full force of the IRS to intimidate and stifle opposition speech. It has begun a process of limiting our rights to practice our religion in conformance with our conscience. And it has decided that it will have its way, bypassing Congress and bypassing the courts, to impose its soft tyranny on the public. We have reached a time and place unthinkable only a few short years ago. I suggest if the Republican Party were a true opposition party, it would be our refuge and our fallback in these dire times. But that is not the case, my friends.
Amen.
The Republican establishment has shown its true colors. They are content with their position as the second-class ruling party, and they will fight harder against attempts by conservatives to challenge them than they will against the so-called opposition in the Democrat Party, those on the left. If we do not learn to fight together, as Mahesh has so clearly outlined for us today, and to fight boldly, and to play by the ground rules initiated by the left, we will soon be unable to fight at all. We can no longer afford to be single-issue voters. My friends, it's all about freedom, and we're losing our freedom. Pro-life, religious freedom, Second Amendment protection, immigration control, school choice, parental rights, on and on and on. We must learn to support each other, and we must bring this battle into the open. In the words of Benjamin Franklin, we must all hang together, or assuredly, we will all hang separately. Let me be clear about something now. Here's the words nobody really wants to hear, but you're going to hear them. If you come to these meetings, and then you go home, and all you do is bitch, and you sit at your computers, and you start this incestuous exchange of the emails that have gone around and around and around, my friends, you're accomplishing nothing. you're part of the problem. This is about action, and it's about uncomfortable action. Let me give you an example of direct, in-your-face, no-holds-barred action that we can all do to support the things we were talking about today. And I'll pick one item, and we're going to go with that. Take back your schools. Think about it. When did we decide that it was okay for other people to decide where, when, and how our children can practice their faith? When did we relinquish our rights and our obligations as parents? How could we allow little Susie to be told by her teacher that her essay is unacceptable because she mentions God? When did it become okay for someone to tell Tommy and his friends that they could not kneel and pray on the football field? Why would we allow John or Mary to be told that they could not reference their faith at an assembly because it would offend other students? You know, we wring our hands and we say how terrible it is. But you know what? That doesn't cut it. I suggest another tact. And here's what you don't want to do, but here's what you should do. Why don't we go with Susie to her teacher and confront him or her on their intolerance? And when that doesn't work, demand to see the principal, and then the superintendent. And when we still have no satisfaction, gather your like-minded family and friends and go to the homes of your school board members and protest. Bring signs. Bring out the press. Accuse them of being the intolerable bigots and fascists that they are. Let them see how it feels to have the tables turned. Put the pressure on them. Control the narrative. Call it what it is and watch them squirm for a change. And stand with your children on the football field. And stand with them at the podium. Demonstrate, demand, and never accept no for an answer. Come together with all our causes and stand firm and fight with each other and don't ever back down. Let them pull you off that football field. Let them arrest you and your children, and let that happen all across this country. Now, my friends, what will be the reaction if that happened all across the fruited plains, not just in New York or Washington, D.C. or San Francisco? Will the people around the country say, you got what you deserved? Or will their voices cry out, damn it, it's about time somebody stood up for their children and their faith? You will embolden others to follow you, and you will teach your children a valuable lesson. There are things worth standing up for. And so let me leave you with this challenge tonight. Go home tonight. Look at your children. Or look at pictures of your children and your grandchildren. And then go find a mirror. Look into your eyes and into your heart, your mind, and your soul. And then swear to yourselves the words of Thomas Paine. If there be trouble, let it be in my day, that my child may have peace. Thank you.